Right now, small businesses once again applying for a Paycheck Protection Program loans to rebound from the pandemic, even amid the questions about round one.
5 on Your Side investigator Sarah Buttison has been digging into the data for months, and she explains why one of the biggest bailout programs in U.S. history failed to help everyone it was supposed to.
For Destiny Burns, CLE Urban Winery is more than her business.
It's my life. I mean, it really truly is. I've invested everything I have into it.
Turning an old auto repair shop into a craft brewery-style winery and tap room.
To me, it's like the beating heart of my day-to-day life.
So when the pandemic struck, Destiny applied for any government help she could get, including the Paycheck Protection Program.
It's a pretty high bar to apply for these things. There's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of process that goes into it. And then plus, I was still trying to run a business.
She was approved for a PPP loan for just shy of 20 grand, enough to keep paying her winemaker for a while.
Now that I have some resources that I know I can work with, I'm able to take a breath.
It's not surprising Destiny didn't qualify for a huge loan. Our investigation found most Ohio recipients receive loans for less than $150,000, sometimes much less.
Oh.
Take Mary and Cecil Solomon.
Listen, I applied for everything out there, man. I mean, everything.
Their Cincinnati restaurant was approved for a PPP loan for $100.
I told my wife about it. She said, "You can tell them to keep." I said, "No, baby. I mean, 100 is 100. You know?
The smallest PPP loan in the state.
My grandparents used to tell me that pennies make dollars, and in this case, dollars made 100. And I wasn't passing up or turning down any funds at that time.
So where did the $18 billion sent to Ohio go? We found 33 businesses received $10 million each, the maximum amount available, including Independence Excavating, Mazzella Holding, a Cleveland manufacturing company, and a White Castle franchise owner. Overall, we found just 15.5% of Ohio businesses that received PPP loans got almost all of the money.
I know that number sounds terrible, that this massive amount of money is only going to 15% of businesses, but those are probably on the higher end of the small businesses.
Rob Scott is a regional administrator for the Small Business Administration. He says the mad rush to get money out the door meant bigger businesses with established ties to banks received funds first.
When we first opened it up back in April, we were building the plane and flying it at the same time.
Scott says the rules are different for the second round of funding. Small businesses and banks are first in line, not to mention new regulations after SBA's Inspector General found strong indicators of widespread potential abuse and fraud. But Tad DeHaven says the program is still fundamentally flawed.
The system we created, while I understand why that's the route the policymakers chose, inevitably you're going to have fraud and disappointed people.
DeHaven is a research analyst with the Mercatus Center, a conservative think tank at George Mason University. Since PPP loans are linked to payroll, he says businesses without a lot of employees were always going to be left out.
It wasn't how it was supposed to work, but it was how it was going to work.
Destiny also qualified for other SBA programs, including a disaster loan. She used the money to strengthen her online business and install an air filtration system. Because when life gave her lemons,
If I didn't have those resources and that working capital, this business may have closed. It really may have closed.
Destiny was determined to keep making wine.
I was not going to let that happen without a fight.
In Cleveland Heights, I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Sarah Buttison.